Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. This is going to be a today's topic. It is going to be for the 6th of September. So I like to put these out earlier than the actual date so that no matter what time zone you're in, you can still watch it before the actual day comes along. These are not zodiac specific, and as always, they're fictional. But let's see what the inspiration is. So we have a Three of Cups. The 6th could be a day for somebody going out for a nice dinner, someplace with tablecloths and fresh flowers on the table. This could also be a wedding. This could be, we've got like a really fancy aquarium here as well, but this feels romantic. We do have like a neon sign pointing upward, and we have like these bridesmaids over here off in the corner. It's an event. Either an event is taking place and it feels like a celebratory, posh, nice location. Even if our character is not going to be a part of an event like that, they may be going out to dinner at an event, or maybe they can't get reservations at a place because there's an event like that going on. But somehow, some way, this says, I don't know, it's time to dress nice and go out. Dress good, you don't know what you're going to walk into. Sometimes your plan is, hey, I'm just going to go over to my favorite restaurant. And then you get there and there's some fancy event and everybody's dressed really nice. And who knows? Sometimes you wind up mingling and meeting people. I mean, I've crashed a wedding before on accident while I was traveling, and it was wonderful. And I was forever grateful that I was dressed nicer because I had no idea I was going to stumble upon a wedding reception, and then I just got kind of invited into it. Um, it sometimes things like that happen. So it says dress nice, especially if you're going out to a restaurant for our character. We've got the Nine of Pentacles, got the Eight of Pentacles. These two cards just came out in a single storyline. Um, so funny because this it's like even talking about that, the potential of like going out to dinner and then finding yourself that, oh wow, there's a big group, there's a big event going on. It's like our character goes, oh god, maybe I'll just stay home and cook dinner myself. I don't want to go out. That stresses me out. I don't think I want to go potentially go out to dinner at a place where a bunch of other people are, and there could be the need to mingle, or someone mistakes me for part of the, the ensemble that is there celebrating. Oh my god, I don't want that to happen. No, maybe I'll just stay in. It's so funny that or somebody's a chef and there's a big party coming up that they're worried about. Somebody's worried about this. They're still healing from something, and it almost feels like, or this is a date. Somebody's about to go out to a nice restaurant. Maybe it's a blind date. Maybe they've been invited to something, and it's like, hey, my cousin's going to be there. I really want to introduce you to them. This character is almost thinking, maybe I should just stay home. I don't think I want to go. Maybe I can beg off and say, oh, I got to work tonight. I'm kind of stressed. But the Emperor is here. We don't want to miss out on an Emperor. You never want to miss out on an Emperor. An Emperor can be a boss. It can be an awesome divine masculine. It can be like an amazing opportunity of great financial gain, or meeting somebody of such high quality. Yes, this person could wear glasses, but they may also have a vision of the world that is very unique. Now, they could be an aviator or something as well, but I feel like our character that we're talking about here could be a more mature age, but they look really youthful. It could be a feminine who could have gray hair, but man, her skin is gorgeous, and she looks 25 years younger than she actually is. We see an emperor who's very distinguished, gray beard, gray hair, silver fox vibe. I'm going to go ahead and say this is the storyline of more mature individuals, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, somewhere, up in that age bracket. It's in the second half of life. And maybe that's also why we have this like, oh, I don't want to go out and go on a blind date. For God's sakes, I'm 56 years old. I don't want to go out on a blind date. That's for children. No, but it's not. It's how else do people meet? What's wrong with going out to a restaurant? What's going wrong with, getting dressed up and going out? That's fun. It's even if you're just going to meet a friend. If you think of life as something to celebrate, instead of feeling like, oh, I'm going to feel so silly getting dressed up to go out to, dinner. Why don't I just stay home and cook in my pajamas? This says no. It's time for a character on the 6th to look at their life as something worthy of celebrating. A simple, whatever Tuesday night, although let's see, it would be a Friday night, right? The 6th would be a Friday. All the more reason to go out. 2 of Wands. Man, we're having a hard time convincing this character. They keep trying to be like, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't need to meet somebody. But this could be life altering. Let me ask about that 3 of Cups. Let me ask one more time about that energy of celebratory, going out, connecting. King of Wands. I'm telling you, this says have adventures every chance we get. I know we're dealing with a character that's a little bit reluctant, but if our character can change their mind and say, if I were going to write an entry in my diary, dear diary, here's what I did today or tonight, wouldn't it be more fun to write, dear diary, I went out to a red tablecloth, or I guess peach colored tablecloth restaurant, and stumbled upon, a huge party of wedding guests that were having a reception. And while I waited for a table, the father of the bride, a distinguished, handsome older gentleman who, owns his own plane and has been a pilot for many, many years, approached me and invited me to come sit with them at their dinner table. It turns out he's single and a widower, and love is in the air. And it turned out I had a very nice, adventurous meal. I toasted the bride. I danced. I've, attended, crashed their wedding rehearsal dinner. And now I've been invited to the actual wedding tomorrow on Saturday. That would be a lot more exciting than, dear diary, I put on my favorite pajamas and I dirtied up every pot and pan in my kitchen, and I burned a couple things because I started cooking, and I let my mind drift, and I got stressed out about any the tile on my kitchen countertop, and maybe I should replace that, and blah 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 on Friday night. That doesn't sound like as much of an exciting adventure to write about in our life story. So if our character were going to write a life story, wouldn't it be better to be able to say, dear diary, I met this person who has this life history, instead of, hey, it's me in my pajamas cooking some food, wondering about my kitchen counter and burning some stuff on. I only say burning because we got all this steam rising from a pot that's sitting over here, and she's still hard at work. It just feels, not that there's anything wrong with staying home in pajamas and cooking food, but in this story, that's not the thing to do on the 6th. On the 6th, it's to engage with others. That is the big message for the 6th. We're surrounded by other people on this planet, and we are creatures who, by nature, we all have different skill sets and we need each other. No one person can do everything that needs to be done to survive. We all kind of benefit from being around each other. If you get a big old cut on your arm or leg or break a bone, you need somebody with that kind of training to come in and fix it for you. You need help with certain things. Hell, you need help to move a couch. So that right there is proof that it's good to have community around us. It's good to talk to other humans and meet other humans. We don't have to do it all the time, but the message is on the 6th, she's going to get out of her head and have a much better time if she goes out and does things, even though she is like 50% of her is like, I don't want to. Don't want to. But this kind of says, nah, you'll have a better adventure. And even if it's just a little tiny adventure, you'll have, maybe it doesn't end up in some fabulous romance, but at least it's something a little different. But this says there's a promise of what could be an adventure in the realm of the heart. This feels very much like a single person who needs to be open to meeting strangers. We have a Page of Swords. And be interested in people's life stories. Be interested in anything, everything. You know, if you're going out to eat in a restaurant and you're taking yourself out to dinner alone, ask the server about something about them instead of just being like, I'm a robot, I'm here to place my order, I don't want to make communication. That server is a human being. They have a life story too. Ask them about their awesome hair. Ask them about, whatever it is that's unique to them. Be interested in the people around us, because we are surrounded by people, all of whom have their own life story. And interestingly enough, you start a conversation with one person about one thing, and it's funny how sometimes that ripples around the room, and pretty soon it feels like you've formed a network of individuals that you're connecting to. Five of Pentacles. I definitely feel like this is a setup somehow. I think that our lead character is either they've already been pegged as like, you need to meet this fellow. You need to meet this. This could still be the emperor. You need to meet, he's a widower, he's this, he's that. You need to meet this guy. He's great. And some things haven't gone really great in his own life. And this is a nice twist here as well, because all this time we've had a character, and I'm going to say she, has been very reluctant. She has been like, I just want to stay home. I'm too, I'm at a mature age. I'm not going out on a blind date. I'm not going to go be introduced to somebody. And she's kind of made it all about herself for a little bit. Like, no, that's stupid. I'm not going to do that. I'm too old, when in fact, you're never too old to meet people. But in particular, she's definitely not old. She is like prematurely, thinking of herself in like a negative context is what it seems like to me. And thinking too much about our own self. No, it's stupid. It's foolish of me. I'm not going to go out and be introduced to somebody. What she hasn't considered is that she may have been pegged as like this amazing bright light who a well-meaning individual, possibly a younger feminine, wants to introduce her to a masculine that they know, because that masculine has gone through a tough time. And this is an amazing masculine. I mean, emperors are the best of the best. And it's like, this is a huge compliment to her, but she's not somebody's pity project. Somebody's not trying to set her up, or the universe isn't trying to bring her into connection with an emperor to make her feel foolish, be like, oh, I'm the pity project. Yeah. Poor little lonely me. Somebody's got to help me meet somebody. Maybe she would be a blessing in someone else's life who could really use sunlight in their life. And she hasn't thought of herself as that she's actually the gem, and her hiding in her kitchen, staying home, could deny an amazing person some kind of, emotional lift that they could really use by being in her presence. So it just kind of changes things. And this is challenging a character to remember, for our lead character, you're super valuable. You bring light into people's lives. And there could be an amazing person who would give anything to meet somebody just like you, but they're not going to meet you if you're staying at home just cooking in your pajamas. I mean, she can do whatever she wants. There's nothing wrong with that. But this says that there's an opportunity that shouldn't be missed. We shouldn't beg off, oh, it's going to be awful, it's going to be stupid, I feel foolish. Because in fact, there could be something really beautiful that would be good for another person to be in her presence. And maybe she hasn't thought of herself as like the gem that, her shine would lighten up somebody else's life. And the byproduct could be, yes, love and adventure. At least she'll have a great story to tell. Even if she just goes out and nothing miraculous seems to happen, it might be a funny story. It might be an interesting little twist to her night. It just adds texture to one's life to engage sometimes with others. I don't know. In this story, it says it's not a time to just be all by yourself for this character, right? Our characters get to do whatever they want, however they want to live their life. This is not to say, oh, you must do this character. This is the best way. But the message for the 6th is it very well could be more satisfying, more fulfilling to go and engage with others on the 6th. Okay, I'm going to leave that one there. I actually really liked that. I liked all of the the potentials, and I like the turn of mindset for our character. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.